Think about just the sheer number of days we live, right?
Mm.
Each one kind of structured.
By these familiar actions.
Exactly. Whether you realize it or not, you've got this sort of personal blueprint for your day.
Yeah, a pattern.
And the amazing thing is, being able to talk about this simple pattern, your daily routine, it's actually a really foundational skill.
It really is. You see it everywhere.
Yeah, like casual chats, school,
Yeah.
work, even, job interviews.
Definitely. It's kind of the silent framework of our daily lives, isn't it?
That's a good way to put it.
And being able to express this framework in English. Well, it's not just listing tasks. It's about getting to a deeper level of practical communication.
How so?
Well, think about it. Understanding someone's routine, it can tell you a lot. Their priorities, energy level.
Oh, right. Like, are they a morning person?
Exactly. Or even cultural things, how people structure their time. It's actually a pretty rich area for connection.
Okay, so let's unpack this blueprint then, because that's exactly what we're doing today. We've got some really great source material here that gives a clear, kind of step-by-step way to get comfortable talking about your daily routine in English.
Yeah, it lays it out nicely.
So think of this as your, express route.
Yeah.
Getting confident describing your day, sunrise to sunset.
Our mission, basically.
Right. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
But by the end of this, you'll have a solid toolkit, vocabulary, structures, all that stuff.
And what's really interesting, I think, is how universal it all is.
Yeah.
Like the information we looked at highlights every single person has a daily routine, some form of one anyway.
Sure. It's fundamental.
And being able to talk about it just opens up so many doors for interaction, for shared understanding.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. What exactly is a daily routine?
Good question. The material defines them simply as a set of repeated actions or habits, things you tend to do around the same time each day.
Makes sense. Yeah, those automatic things.
Exactly. Waking up, eating, working, studying, winding down before sleep. They give our days structure.
And the material has examples.
Oh yeah, very relatable ones. Waking up, taking a shower, having breakfast, going to work, coming home, going to bed, the basics, the building blocks.
Got it. And grammatically, how do we talk about these? Our sources mentioned the present simple tense, right?
Yes, the key, yeah. And don't let grammar scare you off. It's actually pretty simple here.
Okay.
For I, you, we, they, you mostly just use the basic verb. I wake up, we eat, they go.
Simple enough.
But, and this is important, for he, she, or it, you usually need to add an S.
Ah, right. So he wakes up, she eats, it starts.
Exactly. That little S makes a difference when you're talking about someone else's routine. It keeps it clear.
Okay, so we've got the what the routine and the basic how the present simple. Now let's get practical. Vocabulary.
Yes, this is the good stuff, the fuel, really, for talking about your day.
And the material lists common verbs.
It does, a really useful list, and importantly, with example sentences, so you see how to use them.
Let's hear some.
Okay, so, wake up at 6:30, get up and stretch. See that little detail?
Yeah, adds a bit more flavor.
Take a hot shower, brush my teeth twice a day, get dressed for work,
Okay.
have breakfast, and the example is usually coffee and eggs. Go to a work school example, by bus. Start work classes at 9 a.m., have lunch at 1 p.m., finish work at 5.
Pretty standard stuff.
Then come home tired but happy. Again, that little emotional touch.
I like that one. Tired but happy makes it real.
Right. Make dinner, example, something quick and healthy. Watch TV like a comedy show. And finally, go to bed around 11.
Those details, like tired but happy or quick and healthy, they really do make it feel less like just a list, don't they?
Totally. More like a real person's day.
And the material suggests actually repeating these phrases.
Yes, it does. It's like a muscle memory for your brain. Practice.
Like learning scales on a piano.
Exactly like that. You're building that automatic link between the action, the routine, and the English phrase for it.
So it becomes second nature.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
The more you use them, the more natural they feel, less thinking, more just talking.
All right, so we have the words. Now let's see how we weave them together, like building your own routine description.
Yes, applying it. This is where it gets personal and really sticks.
And the guide helps with this. Sentence practice.
Yeah, it breaks it down. Morning, afternoon, evening. It gives an example structure you can adapt.
Okay, let's look at their example. And while we do, you listening can start thinking about your own day.
Right. So for the morning, the example is, I wake up at 6:30.
Okay.
I get up and open the window. Nice little detail, opening the window.
Yeah, personal touch.
I brush my teeth and take a shower. I get dressed and have breakfast, usually toast and tea. See? Using the vocab, adding specifics.
Clear. And the afternoon.
I go to work at 9. I have lunch at 1 p.m. I talk to my coworkers and check emails. I finish work at 5 p.m.
Covers the main points of a workday.
Mm-hmm. And then the evening. I come home and relax. I make dinner and watch a movie.
Sounds like a nice wind down.
I read a book or listen to music. I go to bed at 11:00. Simple, flows well.
And the guide suggests writing your own down and saying it.
Yes, exactly. Personalize it, write it, say it out loud, practice it. They even suggest recording yourself.
Well, that recording tip is interesting. Feels a bit weird maybe, but
It can be super helpful. You really hear things differently. Your pronunciation, the flow, places you hesitate.
yeah, I can see that. Good for self-correction.
Definitely. You spot things you just wouldn't notice otherwise.
Okay, so describing our own routine is one thing, but conversation is two-way, right? So asking questions.
Crucial. That's the next step in the material. Asking and answering questions about routines, this brings in the social side.
How you actually connect with people.
Precisely. Showing interest, building that rapport. The guide lists common questions.
Like what?
Things like, what time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you go to work or study?
Basic but important.
What do you do after work or school? Do you watch TV in the evening? What time do you go to sleep? Great conversation starters.
And they show an example exchange.
Yeah, a really simple one. Speaker A asks, what time do you wake up?
And B answers.
I wake up at 7 a.m. Then A asks, do you eat breakfast?
And B.
Yes, I usually eat toast and eggs. Super simple, right?
Yeah, but you can see how a real conversation starts just like that.
Exactly. The material makes that point. These basic exchanges are the bedrock of real interaction. Master these, and you build confidence for more.
Okay, makes sense. Now, how about adding a bit more detail, making it sound richer?
Ah, yes. Time phrases and frequency adverbs. That's what the guide brings in next.
So words that tell you when and how often.
Exactly. They add precision, nuance, make it sound less robotic.
Give me some examples of time phrases.
Sure. Things like in the morning, at noon, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night, or specific times at 7 o'clock, and days on weekdays.
Okay, and the frequency adverbs.
Those tell you how often. Like always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never.
Right. These show how regular a habit is.
Something you always do is a strong habit. Sometimes is maybe less fixed.
And can we see how they fit together in sentences?
Yeah, the material combines them nicely. Examples like, I usually get up at 6:30, or I sometimes eat breakfast at a cafe.
Okay, I hear.
I never skip lunch. I always brush my teeth before bed. See how they add that extra layer?
Definitely. Makes it sound much more natural, more informative.
Yeah. And notice where those adverbs usually go, often before the main verb. Little grammar points that help.
Good tip. Now, mistakes. We all make them when learning. Does the guide address common ones?
It does, yeah. And it's really helpful to be aware of these. Forewarned is forearmed, right?
So what's a common pitfall?
First one, using the present continuous ing form for habits. Saying, wake up at 7.
Instead of a...
Just, I wake up at 7. Present simple for routines, present continuous for right now.
Got it. What else?
Forgetting that little S for he, she, it. Saying, he wake up at 8.
When it should be.
He wakes up at 8. Small thing, big difference grammatically.
All right. And the third one?
Mixing up prepositions with time. Like saying, I go to bed at 11 p.m.
Should be.
I go to bed at 11 p.m. Getting those little words like at, in, on, right, with time expressions is key.
It's good that the material points these out as just normal learning steps, not failures.
Absolutely. Takes the pressure off. It's about spotting them, correcting them, moving forward. Language learning is a process.
Okay, so we've covered a ton. Definitions, words, sentences, questions, details, mistakes.
Here we have. Which leads perfectly to the practice challenge.
The mission, what is it?
The guide sets a clear goal for you. Describe your entire daily routine in English. Start to finish. Waking up to going to bed.
Okay, putting it all together.
Yep. And they give an example to model after. Hi, I'm Amir. I wake up at 6:30. I take a shower and get dressed.
Simple, direct.
I have coffee and bread for breakfast. I go to work by car. I start work at 9 and finish at 5.
Okay.
I come home, make dinner, and relax. I go to bed at 11. See? It flows.
Right, and the key is making it your routine, your times, your activities.
Exactly. Personalize it. And the guide really pushes practicing it daily, saying it out loud.
And that recording tip again.
Yeah, record yourself. It really helps track progress and catch awkward spots. Consistent practice is everything here.
So it becomes automatic, natural.
Less thinking, more just. Communicating your day.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap then. We looked at what routines are.
Define them, yeah. Talk essential vocabulary.
Build sentences. Practice structuring your own routine description.
Looked at asking and answering questions, that social piece.
Added detail with time phrases and frequency words.
And highlighted those common mistakes to avoid.
It's actually, as the source material says, a pretty big achievement, right? Learning to talk about this fundamental part of life.
It really is significant. It's a core communication skill. It touches so many interactions.
Absolutely. So here's the call to action for you listening. Use this.
Put it into practice.
Describe your own daily routine out loud. Write it down. Maybe record it. Make it a regular thing, like the guide suggests.
And zooming out, think bigger picture.
Yeah.
Mastering this. It's not just about listing activities.
No, it's more foundational.
Exactly. It builds a stronger base for all your English learning, more confidence, clearer expression. It opens doors.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Just consider how clearly you can now talk about something you do literally every single day.
That ability, even for simple things.
That's real progress. So what other simple, everyday topics might unlock even more communication power for you? Something to think about.